guys, welcome back to Always Something Garage. So today we're going to be doing another update on the Raptor 250. So we finally got the motor into the frame, and we actually got some really good progress. Sorry if we didn't get a lot of filming on the building of everything else, but like you guys seen in other videos prior, we had the roll already pretty much done. So the biggest thing was throwing the motor down and getting all the airbox stuff and all the electrical plugged in. So it was pretty fast and easy, but we got some really good progress. So here it is, guys. Man, this is a lot of progress done than you guys seen prior with just the roller and the frame, and that's it. So like I said, motor is in. As you can tell by the motor, we did a little bit more accenting with the powder coating. We went with the teal on this side, and then also on the other side. The motor was all the same color, neutral aluminum looking color. So we went to spice it up with some teal, since the only really teal on the bike is the rear swing arm, since with these front arms we couldn't powder coat them. So since they're black, we didn't have much teal on the front end, so we started the side. Let's add some more teal to the bike, and looks pretty good. So as for parts wise, I ordered a while ago, it actually took a long time to get here, factory OEM Raptor 250 hood, front fenders, and then we have the rear fenders over here. So they're brand new, not even a scratch, a dent on them. These suckers are in great shape. So with the plastics being said they're brand new, I did go to Spider Graphics. Already proofed them. They already have the design made. Just waiting for them to cut them and send them my way. So in the next week or so, we should have brand new graphics. So I think it's all going to tie in perfectly together. So I have the purple and the teal in the graphics, so it's just going to mix in perfectly well. So like you guys seen before, we had the steering stem in. We went with the Pro Taper bars, and then for handguards, we went with some Cycra. We went white again, all white. That's what Jade wanted. So with the race bikes, we always run handguards, especially with the woods, because we're woods guys. Love them. They work great. I used to be sponsored by them back in the day when I raced, so love their product. Front bumper wise, it's not on there all the way. We just have it mocked up. We went with the Alba R2 front bumper. Super cheap compared to RGR stuff. I would have loved to got an RGR for Jade, but just for what she's doing as of now, I didn't think it was that crucial for to buy a $170 front bumper for now. So we went with the Alba front bumper. We have some custom work. We're gonna make like a plastic front number plate for this. I did order from Spider a new front number plate, so we'll have to make a custom cutout for a plastic one. This did come with like a metal mesh plate. Wheels and tires, we ordered a new set of tires, front and back. The fronts we went with 21 7x10s, and then the rear we went 20 by 10 by 9s. So of course these tires are super bald. They got a bunch of punctures in them, so they're not good to use since we got them used with the bike. And then wheels wise, we're gonna need to sandblast them and powder coat them black. They are black now, but I'm pretty sure they're just painted over from the stock. So with the front end, it's pretty much buttoned up. Of course, we need to tighten down some more things, but exhaust, slip-on and header-wise, we have the stock exhaust. We actually wrapped it with some exhaust wrap, and then we had, look, as you can tell, we have this factory exhaust. For now, we need to do the initial startup still. There's still a couple more things to button up for it to get ready to start. But we ordered a new GYTR factory Yamaha racing exhaust. These are very rare. You can hardly come by these anymore. So as you can tell, it's missing a couple different things. The exhaust tip, the guy said it was all bunged up and dented. So we're gonna make a DXF of the bolt pattern, make a new flange, and then make an exhaust tip out of some like piping. But as you can tell, this exhaust is in unbelievable condition. for it being so-called used. I think the guy said he's really never ran it on a bike before, but I mean, this thing looks great. So as for mounting wise, I think the initial design for this exhaust, it was rubber mounted, like some exhausts, so you don't have that vibration, so it's not hard mounted. But with the Raptor 250, most of exhaust designs for this bike, they are hard mounted. So we're gonna switch it up, since they don't make, of course, it's a 2008. They don't make these parts for this exhaust anymore, so we can't buy new bushings. My dad thought about, making some rubber, bushings for this, and make it back to the rubber mounted. But I think he's gonna make some plastic little inserts for these, and then we're gonna hard mount it straight to the frame, like how the bike was intended to be mounted with other designs. So, rear number plate, we have the RGR drop down number plate kit. Really like their products. So we have the rear grab bar. We went with XFR rear grab bar design, so old school, how it's really long. I have RGR stuff that I was sponsored by them with my bike. Like I said before, I love their products, but they are very expensive. So for what Jade's doing right now, I don't think it's necessary to spend that type of money in that sort of areas with her bike as of now. Maybe down the road, of course, maybe upgrade her, but for what she's doing, I think this is perfect. So, of course, we had to have to do some custom designing work on this. So this is how the rear number plate's going to be sitting. So we're going to be having to make some tabs coming down for the drop-down number plate to get that all mounted. So we're going to have to do some welding on the aluminum. And then same thing with the rear grab bar, the Nerf bars, and the front bumper. We will all be powder coating them white. Yes, this bike will be it's a lot of white. That's what Jade wanted. I think it's gonna look really sweet, especially with the graphics on, with all the white accents. It's gonna look sweet. So we ordered another product, BCC skids. We went with their belly plates. So it looks pretty good. Good product, nice and thick piece of plastic. So that's good. So we'll need to mount that up. After it's done with the first run, we wanted to make sure everything was good and rock and roll before we, of course, when we put the skid plate on, it blocks everything from accessing. So we're gonna wait, see how she runs, see how everything goes. Hopefully it's good to go, but you never know. Nerf bar wise, picked up a while ago, picked up a set of the Signature Series Wrath Nerf bars. I got them used. I love Wrath products. Think they look great. This is more of the racy style ones. These are very, very expensive to come by. Brand new. I think you can buy these for $450. I got those used for, I think, $150. That was with shipping. Amazing deal. Shout out to that guy. Sold them to me. But I think it's gonna, make the bike. Even though Jade's not gonna be racing this bike. But of course, all our stuff, you guys seen all our, things we'd like to build and customize. We love the racing stuff, so it will look like a race bike. Also, another guy that I use with my race bike is the seat. Moto Trim, shout out to Corey Rogers. I love his product. I guess we can come over here and check out my bike. I mean, he did an absolute killer job on my seat. Shout out to Moto Trim. It turned out perfectly. So we're gonna do the same thing with Jade's bike, of course. Graphics wise, when we get those graphics for Jade's bike, I'm gonna be doing a matching graphic for the rear of her seat, and then do the color, like teal and purple switch for the ribs. So it's gonna look really, really sweet. So I guess we can move down to the drive stuff. So we got all new, front and rear sprockets. For all the certain guards, so case saver, and then the chain slider for the frame guard here. It's right here. You can't really see it. It's under here. We went with Up Racing. They're known for their Raptor 250 and 125 products. I have Glan on my race bike. I was sponsored by them back in the day. Now again, they are pretty much the leader in the ATV world for their great products, but they are expensive. We know with Jade, she's not going to be thrashing on this bike, so I don't think it's necessary to spend certain money in certain places just because, you know, we don't need to spend, you know, a ton of money on this bike because she's not going to be, you know, testing this thing to the limits. So we went with Up Racing. Heard a lot of good stuff about them, so I decided to go for them, and got to say their product is really, really nice. Fits well. We didn't have an issue with anything. The rear sprocket guard, it's poly designed by BCC Skids. Super excited to try out their poly line. I have not tried any of the rear sprocket guards style with the poly before, but it does look great black. We've always had the metal style in our stuff, so we're gonna see how the poly does, and hopefully it works. Rotor guard, we went with, if we can see that, GT Thunder style rotor guard. You know, we have them on some of our race bikes, and they work really, really well. Other than that, we just need to go over the bike again. Like the wheels are barely, they have 2 lugs on each side because we're not really riding this thing, because we need to, you know, do the first startup and, you know, get the motor broken in. But there's other things that we need to tighten down and double check and make sure everything's tightened before the first ride. But other than that, I mean, guys, it's here. It's time for us to test it out. You know, my dad spent a lot of work getting this thing together, all his time. I know he's ready for it first startup, for all the work, you know, of course, for any of the bikes we own. He spends a lot of time on this stuff, so I'm sure he's ready for it to get started and see how she sounds. All right, guys, well, I think we got it finally ready to start up. You know, new oil filter, airbox, battery. I think we're ready for its first startup. Hopefully.
Let's give it a shot. Maybe we should put the charger on a new battery there.
All
right, let's try this again. We've got the battery charger on it.
Well, guys, that'll be the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, I guess, the update on the Raptor and the first startup for the Raptor 250. Seemed like we might have a starter issue, and then I think we noticed a little bit of a leak on the bottom of the case on one of the sides. So we'll have to look more into that. So next video we'll probably, you know, buttoning up everything, doing the final projects for like the exhaust and all the powder coating stuff. So in the next video we'll probably be doing that, and then finally getting ready for the first ride of the year. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more awesome content, and we'll see you guys in the next one.